Hi YouTube, my name is Shania. Um, as you can see by the title of this video, I am talking about my pregnancy story of when I was 19 and pregnant. I am in no way telling people, hey, it's okay, everything's gonna work out if you're 19 and pregnant, because that's obviously not the case for everybody. But for me, it's kind of been working out. It's a work in progress, but it's going, and it will only get better. It can't get worse. So that's just before this. I'm not promoting that. I'm not saying it's okay. Definitely, if you are a Christian, please listen to your parents. I kind of wish I had, but I love my son, so. Anyways, I'm gonna get on with the video. So this is just a little background on me. My mother is Catholic and my father is non-religious, but I was raised Catholic. I still am a Catholic to this day. I come from a very conservative household, and when I say conservative, I'm not talking politically only, but I'm also talking about how we have very many morals, very many values, and we take those kinds of things seriously. We like people to think of us as good people. It, we dress conservatively, all of that stuff. That's just my family. So just a little background on me. I'm from a conservative Catholic family. So that's that. So you can obviously see where this is going. I met my now fiance online in November of 2014. At that time, we were just friends. We talked a lot. We never really hung out, so we didn't really do that. Then we started dating in April of 2015. And in June of 2015, I decided that I didn't want to live with my parents anymore. That I didn't want to listen to any of their rules. And so in June of 2015, I moved in with my boyfriend. We were sexually active and not using any sort of protection. We will never use any sort of protection. It's just a personal thing with me. So we never will. And he was the first guy I ever slept with, ever been with in that sense of the word. And also in June of 2015, late June, the very end, the last week, I took a pregnancy test and it came back that I was in fact pregnant. And I kind of had a feeling the whole time. You know, you kind of have the feeling. I did know that I was working at a fast food place at this time, and I had woken up a lot of days kind of feeling nauseous, but not really. I attributed it to heartburn at the time because at the time I was struggling with anorexia, and eating certain foods when you're an anorexic can give you heartburn. Eating too much can give you heartburn. And for me, too much is like one thing a day. So there was that. And so I didn't really think much of it. I kind of had a feeling maybe I am because, that's very possible. But I just kind of shoved it aside and went to work every day, except for the few days that I called in. So I called in a couple days and I didn't tell anybody that I was sexually active. My parents didn't know, and so I didn't really have anybody to talk to about this. It wasn't until, I was telling my mom, hey, I'm not feeling very good in the morning. I've been missing a lot of work. And my aunt's like, is she pregnant? And I couldn't honestly answer that. I couldn't say for sure no because I didn't know, and I couldn't say for sure yes because there's not like 100% guarantee that every time you have sex you're gonna get pregnant. It's not a 100% guarantee. Um, so, um, a couple weeks later, I had my boyfriend go to the store and buy a pregnancy test or two. So we got two first response tests, and they both came back positive. At the time, I was like, okay, maybe they're like false positives because I did take them at night. But everything I read online said that the only thing you can get false taking it at night would be a false negative. So I got two positive tests, and I showed my boyfriend, and we were excited and also terrified. We didn't know what to think, but we knew we were gonna keep him. So we already had our mind made up that we were gonna keep him. I would never do that to my kid. I believe life starts at conception. Kill me if you disagree, but that's just it. And so we decided we were going to keep him. It wasn't really much of a choice. So the next day, I decided I wanted to tell my mom, and she was pointing out how I was gaining a little bit of weight. It's getting on my nerves. And I said, hey, Mom, no, I'm not gaining weight. And she said, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm pregnant. And we were in the car driving from Walmart to my house, and she stops the car, and she's like, what? Say that again? And I said, I'm pregnant. And she's like, just got all silent and then started lecturing me after that, and then we drove home. And then we got to my house where my mom actually told my older brother, and then my younger sister jumps up from the corner where she was sitting, and she said, I told you guys, run! She was like screaming about it. And then my mom's like, okay, well, you're gonna tell your dad. I expected that response. So we waited for my dad to get home from work. Sorry, I'm tired. My dad got home from work, and I said, hey, Dad, there's something I gotta tell you. And, he'd say, what is it? His response in his exact words were, how far along are you? So he already knew for some reason. I don't know how. I guess he just didn't trust me enough. And I can't blame him, but those are his words, and I said 3 weeks. And then I started getting yelled at by them, and then I just cried at my mom, and then I'm like, hey, Mom, no, take me home. And so I went back to where I was living at the time with my boyfriend, and I waited till he got home. I was just really sad. There was no one there. I was all alone. I was crying. And so I was just there, and he wasn't going to get home till 1 in the morning, possibly 2, and I was just texting him like crazy. And when he got home, we just talked and then went to bed, I guess. And my mom ended up setting an appointment up for me at iChoice, and we took a pregnancy test there. And for a minute, I was like, this could come back negative. I could have just caused all this for no reason. I was really nervous that it was going to come back negative, because inside I was really excited, and I always wanted to be a mom. And the test came back positive, and I was like, yay, I'm actually pregnant. Which is really bad, because like I wanted a kid, and I don't know. It's really hard to explain, but they gave me the paper with the estimated due date, or they didn't have a due date at that time. They just had like the estimated date of conception or whatever. But I pretty much know when I conceived, because it was the first time I ever had sex. So yeah, my parents did not support me at all, really, and my dad didn't talk to me for almost an entire year. So that was really hard. Not that I talked to my dad a lot before, but it's just really hard when one of your parents doesn't talk to you at all. I don't know a lot about how his side of the family reacted. I mean, I was there when he told them, but I don't know a whole bunch about it. He knows more about it than I do, because obviously he talked to them more than I did. So, now we're gonna move on to where I am now. I have it all written down. And my baby. So I had a baby boy on the 30th of March 2016. He is almost 4 weeks old. He'll be 4 weeks this coming Sunday, which is the 17th, and he will be a month old on the 20th of April. I turned 20 this month, so I'm not a teen mom. And I'm 20 years older than my son, which means I'm halfway to 40. This is really sad. Anyways, sidetracked. Currently, me and my boyfriend, we do live apart. I live with my parents again because of financial things, and he lives with his roommates. He comes around as much as he can, and I don't remember where I was. We live apart. He comes over as much as he can. I don't want to call it co-parenting, but since we don't live together, obviously things are different when he's not around versus when he is around, and he does things a lot differently than I do them. I don't want to call it co-parenting, but it kind of is. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. I had to stop the video for a minute because my sister was bringing my son down to me and putting him in his crib because they were watching him upstairs because he was sleeping and I didn't want to wake him up. So we do things a little bit differently when we're apart, which is basically just it. We just do things a little bit differently. He has been really helpful. When he comes over, he feeds him, changes him, puts clothes on him, and James really loves his dad. We named him James Dean because Aaron's dad's name is James and Aaron's middle name is Dean, and we saw the opportunity and we took it. So his name is James Dean. We do want more kids because some people ask that, they're like, are you gonna want any more kids? Well, yeah, we are. Just not immediately, probably here in the next couple of years. I'm sorry, my son is about to cry and he just farted and it's funny and you can probably hear him. And we do want to get married eventually. We want to get married this year. We're hoping we can be married by the end of the year. So we got a lot to look forward to right now, and we're really happy together. And I mean, we have our little bits of arguing and stuff, but most parents do. But all in all, things are getting better. I mean, my parents are helping a lot. My dad's finally talking to me. And a dog just jumped on my bed. Things are getting a little crazy. So I'm gonna go. But before I go, if you guys want to, I can show you my son. He's not gonna look very happy, and he's in his crib. There he is. That was really awkward. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye, guys.